To quote our generation's famous philosopher, "She got a big booty, so I call her Big Booty." I'm Travis, this is Parker Mountain Machine, and in this video we're going to go over the quick detach sling swivel mounts for the SCAR system. Alright, for this install we are going to go over the front QDs, both left and right. They'll be the same install. The right hand rear as well as the left hand rear. So for starters, we've got a right hand front QD here. You're going to take your T10 Torx bolt out of the actual QD, set that aside for now. And then you're going to take the QD and slide it into your sling swivel. This one slides right in. Some of them might be a little tight, but as you bolt it in, it will kind of suck that in there and pull it into the sling swivel, so don't worry too much about it if it's a little stiff. So you're going to want to get this somewhat aligned with the hole. Kind of hold them both together while you get the threads started. And it's okay if the tail cap spins at first because we're not super tight yet, but once we get closer, you're going to want to kind of hold that in its place just so it stays aligned and get that tightened on there. And for any of these T10 Torx bolts, you're going to want to torque them down to 10 inch-pounds. So that's the right-handed front QD mount. We'll do the left-hand front. It's the same exact step, just on the other side. It's very important that you put the actual QD on the action side of the receiver. You could put it up here, but that's not how they're designed to be used. So they do go on the receiver side. And get the bolt started here. And again, you want to make sure your cap is not misaligned like this. Keep it straight on there while you tighten it down, and once it's on, there is a raised boss on there, so it'll stay in its position. So again, 10 inch-pounds. And you do want to use a small dab of Loctite on the bolt. Again, put it on the threads, don't put it in the QD mount. Alright, now moving on to the rear QD mount. You're going to want to take your T10 hardware out with the caps. These are the same caps and hardware as what comes on the front QD. Take those out. So, crucial step here, the front QDs went inboard on the receiver, the rear QD goes towards the stock. You want to keep that outboard from the receiver. It's a common mistake I see. People can't get them bolted on all the way and they're always putting them on backwards. So put that on from the rear. I usually start with this bottom cap because it can rest against the receiver, so it's easier to get it started. Get that thread going. You don't want to tighten it all the way yet until you get to the top cap in. Get that one started. So again, you want to hold these caps straight on, so when you tighten them down, they are aligned with the existing sling swivel. Tighten both of those down. Again, 10 inch-pounds on the smaller T10 hardware. All right, lastly, we're going to go over the rear QD mount for the left-hand side for all the 10 lefties that are out there. You want to start, you got a 3mm bolt here, come out of the rear QD. Now, to reach this sling loop, you're going to need to remove your rear sight. So we've got that off there. The QD mount slips over your rear swivel, or your rear loop, I should say. And again, you want to put a little Loctite on the threads of your bolt here. And that just goes through the existing sling loop and tightens down. And because this is a bigger bolt, larger hardware, it'll take a little more torque, so we're going to go 20 inch-pounds on that one. But that's your install for your left-hand rear QD there.